the Master of Darkness. The Master of Darkness. No, the Master of Darkness. Dr. John Wolfenstein here, and with me as always is my fantastic cast of characters. But before we get into the game, I do have one or two quick announcements. The first and most important of which is the Kickstarter for the Fool's Gold campaign setting is rapidly running down. Do make sure that you get a hold of it, back it, and get us to 1.25 million, so that way we can all get little Vicky statues, because Vicky is a wholesome, sweet jelly bean and we all need to have one. But other than that, it's a fantastic campaign setting, and I highly recommend it for all. Also, go ahead and check out our friends over at Tri-Peak Goods. We are always sponsored by Eggs. I'm kidding. He doesn't pay me to say anything.
Yes, but also the Fool's Gold. Eat your potassium!
Yes, eat your potassium. And Gothy equals best druid.
Hey!
What?
I'm kidding.
I was going to say, you're going to argue with me?
No.
Alright then. I do apologize for those of you who were hoping that my YouTube would be up. I have recently gotten a hold of Streamlabs and have actually, gone to make this stream, actually a stream and actually do the work, and instead of just, making it a little thing. I'm close to affiliates. I just need 14 more followers and I will be there. But
on Twitch, Twitter, or
Twitch.
TikTok? Twitch.
On Twitch. I have a gracious number of followers on TikTok. When I figure out how to stream to TikTok on my computer, because for some reason it won't let me. There's actually buttons that should exist that don't for me. I don't know why this is. But when I figure it out and when I have all that done, I will hopefully be streaming on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. All four. Currently today
have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again?
I'm going to pretend you don't exist for 10 seconds. But
Spectral hand suddenly slaps you in the face.
No, I cast
choke. Points of damage.
That's what I do, is I cast choke. I'm sure it will appear in the Fool's Gold module, because their campaign in choking seems to be a thing. But anyway, but as soon as I have it all worked out, I will have it. And a happy All Hallows Eve, or a happy Halloween, whichever you want to call it. As you can see, I'm in the pumpkin spirit. And I have a fantastic adventure, courtesy of some free adventures that some people have written for the spooky holiday season, but that I have adapted in order to make, my own, because that's what DMs do, is we take things that other people do and we make them our own. Because, why not? But I want to thank... I was going to say I didn't do it. I want to thank all of you for watching, and I certainly want to take this quick opportunity to remind everybody that this particular campaign is only for adults 18 and up. There are trigger warnings. We will be dealing with a lot of tough topics. There will be a lot of body horror, a lot of outright murder, a lot of very, very not okay topics. If you can't handle that, then please, by all means, turn it off. If you need to take a break, by all means, please do that. Your mental health is your own prerogative here.
We also put triggers for ourselves. The DM lovely asked us, and I only came up with one thing.
Yep, there are 2 rules, 2 hard campaign no's. So they will, at the very most, be loosely alluded to, but will not be explored in any depth. And will not be demonstrated on screen. As for that, I care not for anyone else. Your mental health is your own business and your own prerogative. Take care of yourself. Because I'm not doing it for you. We're all adults here, and we're all here to have fun. And so long as my players are happy and are safe, then that is the extent to which I can help. And we will be having a break, as we tend to do. It will be a short 10-minute break as I try to give, and during that time I will hopefully have an image on screen that will allow you guys to see when I am hosting games for my pay-to-play sessions. In the meantime, let's get right back into it, because where we last left off, our unlikely band of individuals, we'll call them that.
Much love.
I mean, that was the nicest way to put it.
I love you too.
But our unlikely band of individuals has successfully repelled a zombie attack on a tavern in which they were going to be staying, after receiving a cryptic warning and a cryptic message from a creepy dude in black robes missing one arm, and his little Wesselkind tag-along named Foley. As soon as the man dies, after passing off a very interesting cube prism crystal to our party, which was attempted to be identified by our young spellcaster Asher, only to find that her magic is not working as she thought it should, or as she thinks it should. Then again, she is still learning about the arcane. What she did find out about the item is that it is arcane in nature. It does require attunement, and she found out it does require attunement. It is an artifact level item, and it is magic. That's about all she's got.
What?
And currently carrying that unidentified nuke is me.
Who said it was a nuke? You discovered that this is one of 5 pieces you have to find and collect. Though the man did make it seem like if you didn't, it didn't matter to him. If you did, it didn't matter to him. Then again, he did also make it sound like, the rest of the Tharius might care if you succeed or fail, but he didn't really care.
Yeah.
Foley has been kind of brought into the party, I guess. He's a Wesselkind.
He's just hanging.
Yeah, he's a Wesselkind with nowhere else to go. His benefactor is lying.
A little doll boy.
Yeah, his benefactor is lying dead on the floor. So, I mean, he's had a pretty rough go of it, all things considered.
But we're gonna play cards later. It'll be fine.
That is true.
This is correct. And after the zombie attack, a soft voice filled our local druid's head, simply asking for help.
Not even one session, and the fucking dude's getting voices in his head.
I'm always the one that gets voices in the head. Have you noticed that shit?
You're carrying the thing.
It's always your character, too. Always yours.
With that in mind, however, we settle in. The last of the zombies has been slain, and the tavern owner peeks out from around the kitchen door, frying pan in hand. Is everything all right in there? Any others dead or moving and dead?
They're all gone. You're fine. Come out.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, we lost one.
Oh,
We're back.
during this
I'm
process,
not even trying to persuade. I'm not even trying to persuade him. I'm just like, I'm going to the bar, sitting down, and pouring some alcohol on the wound that I have.
Fair enough. And
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Don't waste good alcohol.
Given my background, what's basically the standard operating procedure in this scenario? Is it just what I think it is?
So the
Burn and destroy?
The standard operating procedure is destroy any undead bodies. Only burn the undead, because apparently the buildings are mostly fine. Also, check to see if anyone is seriously injured or gravely injured and is on death's door, because they will likely die and turn.
So that's...
Well, we could just kill them all, and we wouldn't have to worry about this, right?
Also, there was only 2 people that got
I'm
attacked.
saying-
There was only 2 people that got attacked, and we definitely got offed.
No, this is in character. This is in character. I'm not saying we should do it. I'm saying it's an option.
Asher bops you on the head and wags her finger.
There's actually a look of you can hear through the gas mask, just her breathing. And you see the slightest of nods, but she doesn't do the thing. She just proceeds to go about her task of taking care of the zombie bodies.
Do that shit. You can't just be grabbing. You can't just be using that alcohol like that. You'll actually get it more infected, or at least that's what I've been told. Or at least that's what I want to believe. Because I want
friend.
Also,
Told you
that's what I
that
want to.
drunkards?
Also, that's what I want to believe because I want that alcohol, and I start drinking the alcohol that I grabbed from him.
Probably why.
I can't. Like while I'm drinking the alcohol, I'm gonna look at his wound and see if I could do like a medicine check on it.
Roll medicine check. Oh wait. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just sitting at the bar now, trying to get out my pipe as you do this.
With a 12, it's not life-threatening. It's not great looking, but
I got scratched.
That's about all you got.
You'll live. If it gets any worse, I hand him my healing potion.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Look, if it gets any worse, just use this. If you're not going to use it, I would like it back. If that is okay.
Don't worry. Danke. And I just, loop it in with my other equipment in my belt.
You looped it in.
Did the guys that were in the corner and the bartender started coming out as we're just fucking bickering?
The bartender did. The three who were in the corner heard the part about killing everybody and have dove out a window.
Nice.
They did open the window first, but they dove out of
it. Okay.
While this is going down, I'm gonna cork the bottle of alcohol that was taken from Davik.
Davik.
There we go. I'll cork it. I'm gonna put it in my sack, hop over the counter, and start looking at all the alcohol.
The bartender bonks you on the back of the head with a frying pan. Excuse you.
I'm just checking them out. Calm down. You could have died here, buddy. Consider yourself lucky.
Yeah, you didn't do much from what I saw. Get over my bar.
Asher, can you come? I turn towards Asher as I say this because read lips. And I motion you. And I motion towards you.
She comes over.
Davik is rubbing his temple because he's like, did I fucking hear that? He's like, I'm questioning myself now. What did you discover about this? As I point towards the wrapped up crystal.
She throws her hands up.
Oh, scheisse.
Let's see. I'm trying to think how she would try and explain this.
It's magic.
Yeah.
I'll say you can write it down.
Yeah, she just whips out her notebook and just writes down artifact. You have to attune to it. No idea what it does.
This is strange as well. I heard something, a voice calling for help.
She points at the cube and quirks an eyebrow.
I have no idea. I don't know if I'm hearing things or if it's real. But I think we should rest and probably investigate this. Bartender, what's your name again?
Who?
I look at the bartender. What's your name again? Notes.
I do want to point out, if I didn't do much, then how come I killed 2 by stabbing them? Wait a minute.
He says he didn't see you do much, but then again, he also didn't see a whole lot.
Like,
He
wait
was
a
in the
minute.
kitchen.
Yeah, he was in the
What?
kitchen.
Like, wait, I actually did kill 2 with my rapier. What?
Yeah, he was in the kitchen.
He didn't know. He don't know.
Yeah, he didn't see. Actually, the 2 people he saw do anything before he actually left was the druid and the child. I think he's actually playing. Actually, no. Yeah, he is playing dumb to the arcane caster. Because
I killed them with my rapier, actually, though.
You totally didn't cast spells at all, though.
Well,
No,
so here's the thing.
I just grabbed a necklace, did some mumbo jumbo, and vine sprouted up. I don't fucking know.
Here's the thing. Nature magic and divine magic are treated very differently. Arcane magic is the only one that's kind of confusing, and I'm still of the opinion that to the untrained eye, arcane magic can be mistaken for something else.
Yeah.
The
Four.
actual,
I'm sorry.
the true arcane caster, as far as I'm concerned, because bards, I have a love-hate relationship with bards, but the true arcane caster he's ignoring very pointedly. Probably that whole "I hope she doesn't kill me" thing. But he just nods. My name's Victor.
Victor. Pleasure.
Vector.
Victor.
Victor.
It's just my accent. Fucking racist.
Thinking like vectors, I mean...
Do you need rooms? I'm assuming you'll need rooms for the night.
Yes, that would be appreciated.
He kind of looks around to the party assembled and leans into you, Davik, and motions for you to lean in close.
I lean in close.
Is she one of you? And kind of points at Asher.
We're friends, yeah. Any problem?
So, she's one with nature, yeah?
You would say.
Alright, cool. Just don't let her burn down my pub.
Oh, I don't think she would burn down pubs. From what I could see, fire's not a specialty.
That's not assuring. He says as he kind of stands up and produces 4 keys.
I wasn't trying to be.
He kind of sets them in front of you. A room for each of you on the same floor, 3rd floor. It's where
Quick question.
Disc One's room is. He points to Magna.
Right, how much?
Get the zombies out of my bar and we'll call it even.
Enough! I jump off the stool and start dragging bodies with Vi.
And what was your question, Nikki?
I was about to ask if he had anyone to help him remove the filth from the bar.
He's now apparently hired you guys, or at least Davik and 293, who is still working on removing the bodies and bringing them outside.
So for her, she's already took a piton from the from her bag and hammered each of the skulls in.
Fair.
She's been doing just the bloody work, it's pretty much every day. She is covered in the stuff now.
Yep.
And you notice that the one of them was recently attacked, right? Remember they turned into a zombie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm. That one, she has completely disfigured the face. Pretty dispassionately, just has taken her bayonet and has scarred it up to the point it's unrecognizable.
Why?
Well, that's something you can ask.
Now Vi and Davik are just going what? Outside the door.
I stand on top of one of the tables and click my little wand and start doing minor illusion to make the sound of a massive orchestra in the room, knowing that there's literally no one else in the place but the bartender who already had seen us do magic. So,
All right.
He takes one step away from you, but you notice that he takes a step away and pulls a short sword that was under the bar and kind of just straps it on at this point.
like, dude, you already saw this happen. What else did you expect?
And he
Hey,
just kind of looks at
Magna.
you. There could be more zombies.
Hey, Magna. So, this guy was hiding like a little coward in the kitchen holding a frying pan like that was going to be his greatest weapon. Do you honestly think you know?
No, I don't think he's a problem. I still like keep on conducting an invisible orchestra. Like, no, clearly I don't think he's a problem. If it came to it, the five of us probably would stomp a mud hole in him. But
I'm saying that he didn't see most of the actual action.
But he's been nice
10 feet away.
so far. But he's been nice so far, and he already has seen us cast magic.
No, he hasn't. He was hiding in the kitchen.
He talked about this person casting magic as I point to Asher. So what's a few more?
Oh boy.
In his defense, Asher, when he returned, has a whip made of blood attached to her. And is dangling there until the spell reaches its end.
I mean, to be fair, then he has the same reaction about Gray.
Yeah, but mine's... Look, Asher's is scary, mine is cool. It cancels each other out, you know?
Why are you talking to me like I'm there? I'm just telling you, the player, the facts.
Oh no, I'm talking to I'm talking to Gray.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, you're talking to me.
Okay, that's my bad.
Rule number 1 of DM: if I don't explicit otherwise, I'm in character.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
As soon as we dump out all the bodies, I'm just going to
As you get outside, go ahead and roll a perception check. 293. You could roll one too.
All right.
Oh yeah.
I did one earlier. I think at the end of last session, and I think it was we heard the blacksmith, right? Just to clarify.
The blacksmith was still banging away. Yeah.
That is correct. But now that you're going to be out there a little bit longer, what do you have?
21 and 23.
My gosh.
I mean, 21 and 23. So between the two of you, you're able to find a place where you could set the bodies on fire and nothing else would burn. That's not hard. The rain that's happened over the last couple days has made things muddy. You also see that Foley has kind of followed you and is accompanying you. Not really sure what to do with himself. But you, again, hear the blacksmith just banging away. But you also see a town guard, one of the only ones you've seen. And he's, like, making the rounds, and he's got his spear, like, in both hands, like a readied grip. And he sees you guys bringing out bodies. Halt!
So,
yeah.
Immediately, 293, whatever she's carrying, like the body, she drops it and salutes.
I just go
good at this.
Dude, were you carrying the feet or the arms?
Whichever one. Let's say she's carrying the feet.
Alright, I just go, alright. And I just flump the body to the side.
Alright.
Yeah.
And the man just kind of looks at you two. What's with all the dead bodies?
Undead attacked the red drop.
Undead? Are there any more?
Yeah.
Where did they come from?
I have no fucking idea. We were having a drink. They came in, we killed them.
Protocol says burn everything.
He nods.
Not the town, though.
He nods. Indeed, protocol does say that. He actually looks you over, 293. Are you... Oh. And he kind of looks to you, Davik. Are you her CO?
Davik is a good friend and maybe the officer.
Roll an intelligence check to see if you understand the
I'm like, I'm a hunter, dude. Like, what the fuck?
He don't know that.
And
you have no idea what a CO is.
I'm an associate of this one.
And she's stable?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the cat said I was. Sorry.
We have a cat back as a tavern.
He looks at you, Davik. If she starts going on a murderous rampage like the last one, you're on the block too. And he then looks around. I'll gather the other few guards and we'll make a perimeter sweep, burn the bodies, and don't go anywhere. We'll want to talk to you in the morning.
You know where to find us.
And he rushes off, but he gives a wide berth to TNT and is like on the other side of the street and like watching her as he backs up and like crab walks and then backs slow 3 steps before he turns and runs.
I really did. I fully expect him to like do the full squat and go.
I don't know why he's scared. Nobody ever turns that violent.
I just pick up the arms again. Look at 293. Let's just get these bodies burned.
Yeah.
We'll talk on the way back.
She kind of, helps you pick up the other side. She's also got her shovel and everything, so I'm gonna have her, go through the whole process here. I think that's it. Go ahead.
Magna, Asher, and Gray, you 3 are still inside. What are the 3 of you doing?
Oh, I'm still conducting one of my my second symphony. As I'm drinking whatever alcohol I had procured.
Hey, thanks, guys! Oh, I'm so sorry. So for those of you who are unaware, thank you. So
he says you're welcome.
I got some Streamlabs and I got some fantastic sound effects, and that was the first one. My poor players can't hear it, but I certainly can, and there was a fun little image that popped up. I can't wait to see that in stream, but I am very sorry about that. Someone just started following me, so I appreciate the follow. But anyway, thank you. And so while Magna is conducting his second symphony, Asher, Gray, what are the 2 of you doing?
That's a good ass question.
Asher's walking around prestidigitating people clean as they are like messing with the dead bodies.
Are you prestidigitating the blood on the floor and in the tavern clean as well?
Yeah, she will do that.
And Gray?
I'm gonna dispel the armor because let's not look as scary as I do already. There's no point in arguing with Magna. He's just gonna look all pretty over there with his orchestra happening.
I'll give a thumbs up.
Good thumbs up.
Also, you're looking hella pretty with your blood red armor that lasts for the next hour.
He is canceling it.
You canceled it. Okay.
As a bonus action, they can do that, which is awesome.
As far as I'm concerned, every caster can end their spells early if they so desire.
Let's try not to look
certain ones
as normal.
Certain ones, yeah.
Any spell that requires you to concentrate on it, you can end early.
Armor of Agnes is not a concentration spell.
That's,
I stand by my initial statement. You can end your spell early when you want. It's your spell.
Ooh.
You do usually get to do that. I think that's raw, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I've never played Raw. Hi, how you doing?
Yeah, usually you do, though.
I've done
Like
raw.
90%.
I
Come
prefer
on,
raw.
let's not do that.
I
That
prefer raw when it
happens
comes
by
to most
accident.
things. That's for
No,
sure.
that's the game we're
Raw.
playing.
Wait,
To be fair.
raw? What is
Keeping
that?
everybody on
Oh,
the same page.
But
I signed to Asher that I'm going to help the people outside with the zombies bringing to the burning fireplace. My words were great, I swear.
we believe you. As you watch Asher prestidigitate the blood away, you do feel a small sense of regret as all that blood is gone. But, it is what it is. And it's not, the wisest course of action to be drinking blood in public.
It may or may not be rancid anyway.
I'm not having gross tainted blood. Do you know how disgusting that is? Bro,
certain
it's supposed to be
feeders can't
fresh.
be complainers.
Well, good thing that,
Hey, look, undead are just walking juice boxes, for all I know.
I mean,
you gotta
all
from the
all
teeth.
creatures with blood in their veins, whether
are juice
stagnant
boxes.
or not,
If you work hard enough, they're juice boxes.
Technically, probably. This one is just fermented.
Listen, when your veins and arteries look like super long straws, what else am I supposed to do? You gotta have it right from the source.
Right?
Hold up.
Meanwhile,
Total
I'm
tangent.
just going like,
I hate to derail it, but out of character, are undead things like alcoholic blood since they're fermented?
You have no idea.
there's only one way to find out.
But
Actually, since you mentioned that,
Oh no, we're not discussing this, please.
as you guys clean up the
Kinda
bodies
do.
and set them to
I do want to get a vial, seeing if I can get some of the blood from some of the zombies that are outside.
Just to find out.
Roll a medicine check.
Just you
get to add a D4 to that, I believe.
Nice.
Yes. This one has been aged as salt.
That is if my character sheet wants to load. There we go. Alright. Medicine plus 1d4.
Uh-huh. I can just imagine it like the two vampires in the Helsing estate as they're eating the Helsing soldiers, just talking about blood types and their effect on actual taste. It's like, but
so far, flat 20.
I'm more of a no girl.
But yeah, if we're just gonna have it in a vial or like any kind, I think I might have whatever flasks I have.
You have a couple of test tube vials.
Of course I do.
Davik just goes, just looks, just double takes that and goes, okay, and continues doing his thing.
Imagine as Davik looks, Gray just looks up and goes, "It's for science."
Insight check.
Go ahead.
I'm a doctor.
Gray, persuasion or deception?
Oh fuck! It technically is for science.
So persuasion.
Damn.
It certainly is for science, okay. Whatever that means.
I just go. Set a torch ablaze.
As you light the torch, and as you begin to set the bodies aflame, you find that they are, now that they are dead and deanimated, they are quick to burn. It doesn't take very.
Sorry to interrupt myself. I set a torch ablaze, put it aside, go through their pockets.
Oh, they have nothing.
Okay, just make sure, and then I burn.
Not even the two bodies that were recently zombies.
The two bodies who were recently zombies who had coin purses that fell off of their persons and are inside the tavern. Asher would have seen them as she cleans.
She probably got them.
Between the
So-
two of them, though, there's maybe 3 silver pieces worth of money.
So in the dim light there, then, from the flame and everything, I have a little bit of oil or whatever if it needs any help. It doesn't sound like it does.
No, it
Maybe
will
the
not.
fresh ones.
And also I can just take the torch and make more flame if I need to.
You see just the fire crackling gas mask, and she just weirdly looks over and you see her take one deep breath and then say, "I'm glad we killed them."
I mean, same.
Gray is back with the little flasks. He just slips into his little
Zwei,
belt.
Zwei, I have a question.
Yes, sir?
Call me Zavik. First of all.
Yes, Mr. Davik.
We'll work on it. Why was the guard afraid of you?
And she leans down, and you just see her put her hands towards the fire a little bit, warming herself, which is an oddly callous thing for these, for these corpses.
Not
Freshly
in this
killed,
setting.
and one again, too mangled by her.
Little less callous than you'd think.
Mm-hmm.
It is cold.
Yep, she's just warming herself more out of habit.
If you didn't have a gas mask, I would ask, how are you standing the smell?
That's kind of the thing. Well, she's probably used to it even without, since I did describe it as being partially broken.
My excuse, I lived around tanners. I lived around tanners. That's
I'm
my
literally in the
excuse.
medical field.
Yeah, pretty much. The
It
only
makes
one who
it-
might have any issues is Asher, but then again, who knows? Because blood.
Inside.
As to why he was afraid, sometimes my sisters and I lose our head. I've been without my medicine for a while. Things get blurry, you see.
Gray, you can go ahead and roll me a history check. You might actually know this, given your profession.
Damn. Sometimes I cry myself to sleep.
So you are aware that child soldiers are definitely a thing. They are never stable. When they get done with their active duty, most of them are put down, and that's putting it nicely. You have conducted more than one surgery on a child soldier who has gone crazy or who has been injured.
Same goes for dog fights.
Pretty much. You pretty much know that if there was a guard, because you didn't see this guard, but if anyone's scared, they likely have experienced, seen, or heard rumors of what happens when one of these child soldiers acts out. To put it cleanly.
Oh, by the
So
way,
then, as 293 is like talking about that, Grey Old Trail probably push up or will probably speak up and be like, "Yo, that's probably because he's had experience in that before." But hey,
he did
you're with us.
say the last one, so it probably happened.
Yeah,
Oh,
I miss my sisters. I see them sometimes. There's one looking at me right now. And she waves at the fire.
I just look at Gray like, oh no.
Yeah, 132 was really nice. They beat her, but I usually would take her place.
The two of you now notice for the first time Foley, because he's started to move, and he's just waving to the fire, and then looks at you guys and shrugs, but is waving.
Hi, Foley. She smiles and... Hey, Foley, have you ever played The Four?
The what?
The Four. It's a card game. And she reaches into her deck. Did you know that it was one of the few games they let us play? And each card, she shows him her cards, and there's an animal for the 4 suits. And she explains, "This is Mr. Fox. He speaks nothing but lies, so we remove his tongue and eyes." She shows her next card. "This is Mrs. Cat. She is but a whisper covered in bloody cruelty and bloody fur." She shows another card. "And this is Mrs. Mouse. She is meek. Vermin makes others weak." And she motions at the fire, kind of like that. "And this," she lifts up her last card, "this is Mr. Wolf. Mr. Wolf has many friends, so that together they can meet the end. They always used to say that we are wolves and cats." It was a lot of fun. I miss playing
at Davik.
Yeah, we're just like trading looks like what the fuck?
You see,
she's just speaking of her. She's just speaking of this like a child would speak of like Connect 4.
Oh no, we know, but Davik and Gray are witnessing this like treatment of children for the first time, and they're like, I mean, not the first time for Gray, but Davik's
so
like,
Gray deals with the aftermath and the patching up. He doesn't get a chance to see the actual psyche at work here. This is his first time.
We're like,
he's like that soft medical science, and I'm not really a fan.
Like, but at this time, while we're trading looks, Davik has his pipe and is smoking a bit, and is like, like coughing, like what the fuck?
Agray's kind of just like, I haven't played this game before.
He actually watches Foley. Foley seems to look at the cards. His face is made of porcelain. He's a porcelain doll for all intents and purposes. So he has no expression. So he just reaches in and grabs the mouse card, and he kind of holds it up. "This is what I'm called."
Mouse?
Oh no, vermin. And then he puts it back in your hands. TNT.
I just hand the pipe to Gray.
And then he looks. And then he looks to the
moment fire. With the vermin comment, you see 293 face twist into a little bit of like utter hatred. And then she has to stop herself for a second. You see her kind of move forward, and then she's like, "No. He doesn't mean anything."
As he's taking the puff, and I take it back.
You just have a shadow on me.
yeah. As you finish taking the puff, Gray, I just take it back. Well, we should make our way back to the tavern.
I don't think it's a good idea to be having the 2 kiddos outside by the burning fire.
This is not my first consecration I've seen, says Foley, just matter-of-factly. We burn a lot of undead around here.
We burned the living back home, too. They had it coming for being mice.
Well, should all of us
Grace is holding out his hand for the weed pipe. Just give me that.
Yeah, I give it back.
Listen, it's not that bad.
Enough weed in the world.
It's not that bad. Just sometimes
dissecting and understanding how they died. Not really the part after they're off my table. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's alright. You can dissect me anytime you need, Gray. I'm not alive enough anyway.
Well, dissection's after you're deceased, love.
They didn't. And you see her hand reach down towards her stomach for a second. Oh. Well, they said I was dead, so it's okay, right?
So Gray goes down, onto his knees and lightly, puts a hand. Of course, he goes, "Okay to touch?" Because,
Yeah. She merely, you see her straighten up like it's an order. And she lets you do it. Where she places her hand is near her womb.
Oh no!
Gray, I
I'm
need you to
passing into that territory for a reason, but yes, there is a little side story.
They Black Widowed you. Oh no!
Yeah,
What?
that'd be
I don't know
that.
what Black Widow means.
Oh, yeah. So you, Gray, go ahead and roll me a medicine check with D4.
With a D4. Wow, another 17. Okay. Another unnatural 20. I love
As
it.
you're feeling, as you have your hand there, you feel old surgery scars that weren't really stitched properly, and so scars are definitely there underneath. You can think of only a handful of surgeries that would require to be in that specific of a location. None of them good. And none of them should be performed on a child. But then again, child soldiers are a little different, at least as far as some people are concerned.
Damn bastards can't even sew people up right.
They weren't even human anyway. It's okay.
Thank God you're not there. Shut up.
Yeah, you would have been. Your face would have been tossed in the fire at this point.
But
God damn.
that is
Poor
something
face
you
is
quickly discover. And as you kind of reel in that knowledge, it seems that 293 is not done speaking.
Oh, sorry. Just as the realization kind of Gray has, a corpse cannot breed. She says, just as a fact of life, like this is how things are always going to be.
So Gray is gonna.
Foley actually smiles. Technically, I can't either.
See, Foley, that's why you won't be vermin. You can't breed. You won't spread any nastiness.
That's not true, he says as he walks into the tavern.
Well, let's go.
It's just making me look like a little shadow. So Gray kind of then puts a hand up and kind of like does it like in the back of on their back. And it's just like, I feel a heartbeat. You must be alive then.
She gives a nod. I guess so. The surgery didn't take. No wonder they didn't like me.
I'm gonna fight these people. I'm going to.
I'm already set on sending an army of bears on it.
At that, we're going
to
to
rub
join
garlic into their wounds to intensify pain.
I covered the mouth. I covered the mouth.
At this point, we're going to join Asher and Magna in the bar. Asher, you have found 2 coin purses on the floor. Between the 2 of them, they contain about 3 gold pieces in various coinage. Only about 1 silver piece actually is there. But you have basically 3 silvers worth of copper and a silver. And Magna, as you are conducting, the proprietor just kind of looks at you. Are you doing anything useful right now?
I did plenty of useful stuff while you were in the back groveling.
He kind of holds up his cast iron frying pan. Anyway, can you at least go check and see if anybody's upstairs?
I stop. Sure.
He nods.
Pop the cork. I pop the cork and I start singing some drinking song.
You're too happy for this world.
Nah.
Oh no, I'm not. Oh no, I'm not.
He's just enjoying the Schadenfreude. But as you wander upstairs, Magna, you do actually hear like panicked breathing behind one of the doors.
Panicked breathing.
I cast minor illusion to and shove the door open and have it look like a zombie stumbles in immediately.
Oh, you're terrible.
Okay, so Asher, you're deaf, right?
Yep.
Okay. You don't hear it, but the bartender sure does, as you see him draw a short sword, because you happen to be looking at him at the time, as he reacts to a noise from upstairs, and you only guess that because he's looking up. the three of you outside hear it because Foley's opened the door at this point, and you hear a woman's scream, blood curdling scream.
Well,
I take my spear out
I
and I
rush
run.
upstairs.
Thought we
Before
killed all the
I rush
zombies.
upstairs, I actually pull out my rapier and stab it right through the heart. Minor illusion. Withdraw it and then make it fade to ash just disperse.
Roll a deception check.
Okay.
You give love a bad name.
What'd I get, Brent?
Oh, right.
Something. You get something.
It's a number.
19. So you successfully deceived the woman inside as you see her. She's just she is actually the bar wench. And she just is terrified.
I hold out my hand, I sheath my blade, I'm like, are you alright?
She runs past you.
Alright then.
Just runs downstairs. Asher, you almost get run over as this human girl, barely 18, just comes storming down the stairs. Yeah, the one that gave you bread.
Living your life.
And she goes running past. She goes running around the counter into the kitchen, and you see the door to the kitchen slam shut, and the bartender just. It's just like looks up.
Spear and shield out. What the fuck happened?
I heard a scream, and then, well, I guess Hildy's all right.
There was a straggler zombie up here. I got him.
I don't believe you.
Neither do I. I don't need to inside check. He's bullshitted us before, and he's a dick.
I mean, your assumptions are your assumptions.
Yeah, my assumptions are my assumptions.
I never tell people how to assume things.
Was did I see his lips when he said that?
No.
No.
There's no ashes
there.
left.
He just gives a very disapproving
yelling
look
for
at you.
I'm not. I'm upstairs. You guys had to have
I'm
come
upstairs.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Then yeah, you would have seen my lips.
Okay, so if she saw that, then she'd give like a thumbs up.
I also make a
Oh,
zombie appear right behind me with minor illusion, and it starts thriller walking.
It's doing the
laughing.
Asher, you're very well aware that it's an illusion.
I wipe a tear from my eye.
I sling my spear. I take one of the keys.
You just
Go upstairs.
And so
You guys gotta also remember, I'm probably also drunk by this point, so this is perfect.
Foily,
yeah?
that's a fox. Don't be
No,
like that.
that's an asshole.
As I go up the stairs. That's
Hey,
my
you're gonna
boy.
say- I thought you were gonna be jackass or donkey, but honestly, fox works too.
I dealt with a lot of them.
I
You
believe
tend
Humans are the
to.
real humans are the real monsters anyway. Flick the cork off and just down the rest of the bottle.
From what I've seen, most of you mortal races are pretty monstrous. You all just have levels and seem to excuse it because you're you. But, whatever. And he kind of looks around and then looks to you, Asher, as he walks up and tugs on your sleeve. I'm gonna stay with you. The problem is his lips
Then
don't
no
move.
lips. No
He's
lips.
porcelain. So he
Oh.
is talking. Everybody else can hear him talk, but you can't. And then he remembers, oh, right. So he actually signs, I'm going to stay with you.
Oh god. Even the fucking vessel guy knows sign language.
He is a priest.
I mean, fair.
He was obtained from a clergy. You also don't know how old he is.
She just signs back. Okay.
During what's left of this, because I know 3 people went upstairs, I'm going to continue singing my drinking song.
You actually only find one person upstairs on the second floor. And it is another woman, but she's wearing breeches and actual pants, and seems to have found a cudgel from somewhere, and is ready to brandish it until she hears you singing, and then like pokes her head out, and then seems to relax as she kind of walks past you. You realize
Where'd the other guy go?
She shrugs. Not my problem. And you realize what she's holding in her hand is not strictly a cudgel. It's a shillelagh. And it's made of blackthorn wood. And she just walks down the stairs using it as a walking stick.
I love shillelaghs. I just love the name.
Well,
Shillelagh.
noticing this, I'm going to start checking for open windows and possible people who might have jumped to their death.
You do see a open window.
I look out the window.
You don't see anybody, but you do see a pile of hay for the horses, because this particular window looks out directly over the stables, and the horse trough. You see a massive pile of hay, and it's probably been disturbed. You guess.
Someone Assassin's Creed.
I'm about to say, while I'm doing all of this, while I'm looking through windows and stuff like that, I'm actually just checking the rooms for just anything valuable that doesn't belong to the inn.
Most of the rooms are locked. The only one that is unlocked is the one that is the two that had the two women hiding in them, and your room because you have the key.
Mm.
The other rooms are locked and are all meant to be so. Davik also has a key to a room and used it to open and enter.
And there's currently a dwarf with a chair that's probably in the room sitting against it. I am sitting against the door and trying to fall asleep that way.
Fair enough.
Much love.
So yeah, I guess for me, if I had to pick a room, I guess, right?
Yeah, there are 3 keys on the table, on the bar counter, and you were told that your rooms are gratis for the evening.
She
thank
looks
you for saving the bar.
She just kind of quietly sits at one of the tables in the tavern floor, and I'm actually going to have her keep watch tonight downstairs.
Okay.
Well, while that is all going...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I want to say, while that is all going down, I'm going to actually start walking downstairs to continue drinking.
Okay.
Or continuing to? Yeah.
So, TNT is going to be on watch for the night. Gray, Asher, are the two of you doing anything else this evening before you retire?
Gray's looking at Foley, and looking at Asher, and looking at Foley, and looking at Asher, and looks at Asher and is just and signs if she's comfortable with Foley being with her.
She signs back, yeah.
And Foley just kind of looks up at you but doesn't say anything.
Then Gray looks to Foley and is just like, and you're okay sticking with Asher for the night?
I'm okay being wherever so long as it's not outside. I don't like sleeping outside. I had to do that too many times. That's how I got this, he says as he gestures to the hole in his chest.
Do you want that patched up at all?
No.
I might.
It's a perfect storage container.
He has pockets.
He has extreme pockets.
You wouldn't deprive a man of his pockets, would you?
Yep. A man who is not wearing pockets is a man who has given up hope.
Who has given up pockets is a man wearing girl jeans. Just saying. They don't have any pockets.
The good ones
You've
do.
given up hope.
I'm giving the obvious joke here a pass, but
Yes.
um, at any rate, so as you guys, Asher, you and Foley find a room, and Foley sits down in front of the door and like just takes off his clothes because he doesn't need them for warmth. And again, he's just a porcelain mannequin basically, and he just bundles them up in a little ball, lays his head on them, and you notice he doesn't have eyelids, and he also probably doesn't really sleep, but just seems to relax in front of the door.
That's a mood I love.
But you're
We're gonna get attached to Foley, and I'm gonna be super, super pissed when he gets killed. Just saying.
maybe that
I'm
was the
gonna throw a
point.
fit.
Maybe
gonna
that
throw a
was the
fit.
point. But
Yeah.
Asher, you're able to retire just fine. You have a plenty comfortable bed. You have a small vanity table, a basin of water, and a basin for water and a pitcher. Gray, much the same. The rooms have a pretty standard layout here. Magna and TNT. How late are you guys up?
So for me, it's gonna be an all-nighter. Because nobody else is keeping watch, so.
Okay. Magna?
In character, that's kind of her viewpoint.
I'm assuming that about 30 minutes after she does go downstairs to keep watch, I do like start tromping down the stairs, just screaming, "Her eyes, they shine like diamonds! I called her the queen of the land. With hair hung over her shoulder, tied up in a black velvet band." Just keep repeating it over and over, go into the verses and everything. Just so fucking
We're all
happy
on the
with
same
myself.
floor, right?
No, they're on the bottom floor. You guys are a floor above.
This is
So-
correct. You would barely hear it, if anything at all.
She throws you a look from beneath the mask as she's continued to do her usual habit of just like fortifying. She's even pulled like some of the tables in like one corner.
I have fortified this position.
And yeah, she's making everything safe. She's made sure the doors are locked. She's just got like constantly checking. Then when we gain our bard, she just gives him a head tilt.
I am just so
Do you
happy
know
with
any
myself
good
right now.
songs?
That one is That one is fantastic.
No. It doesn't sound
cannot
like a
fix your-
marching tune.
I cannot fix your bad taste.
Taste? I don't eat songs.
My point exactly.
She just gives you this like, you can't tell whether she's just messing with you or if she's actually being.
I don't think I care.
Yeah, in character, it's fine.
Much love.
I order another bottle real quick.
You are denied, as the bartender is busy cleaning, and he's actually pretty much closed to new travelers. He actually goes and bars the front door and the back door. And you realize he actually has two sets of doors. He bars the first one that leads directly outside. Then that little atrium that a lot of the zombies got caught in, he bars that one as well. The door in this point is a steel door made entirely of metal. The bar is also metal. The first one is just a really thick wooden door. As he just kind of, nope, undead in town. We're taking all precautions. And he actually goes about, and you realize that he's shutting the interior shutters to the windows, and he's locking up. Very quickly, this place becomes pretty secure, all things considered, as secure as a civilian building can be. And he just kind of, once everything's shut, he begins to go about cleaning and preparing for the next day. And he just kind of looks at you. And don't go stealing, because then I'll have to call the guard on you.
No, I don't plan to steal. What I plan to do is sit out here for at least a little bit longer, with a drink in my hand, if you would be so kind. And I flip him a gold coin.
He takes a gold coin, and he nods. That bottle you took earlier will be more than enough.
I didn't take it. I borrowed it from a friend.
And neither of you paid me until now, he says, pocketing the gold.
It wasn't even worth the gold anyway.
That's where you're wrong, he says from the kitchen, as he slams down another massive door and bar. But the two of you are left alone. The fire in the hearth is still crackling and seems to be well stoked for now.
So as we're doing that, she's taken off her coat and is cleaning all of her stuff. She seems to have zero modesty is how I'm going to play this, because she probably never had modesty in her life.
Fair.
So yeah, she's cleaning everything just spotlessly.
For one, I look away, I'm like,
That's just, there's no concept of...
Just keep clearing my throat louder.
No responses.
Yeah, do you need the gas mask?
Yeah, she's just got the gas mask on. That's the only thing that I'm keeping on.
A lot of your stuff, you realize, has actually been cleaned at some point. You don't quite remember when, but you do remember Asher getting close to you at one point and waving her hands at you and something, then nodding and walking off.
As the light bulb kind of comes on, she kind of like tries to do that on the few spots that are left. And no results, obviously.
Yep.
I will wave my hands so that a little curtain is separated between me and them.
You minor illusion a curtain?
Yeah.
Alright.
Much love.
So, what are you still doing down here?
Keeping everybody safe.
We're fine. Continue to drink more.
Yeah. No, not with you here.
Not with me here. Oh, what's the worst I can do?
Drink. And she just says, kind of dismissively, besides, your singing is gonna attract them. And then we're all going to die.
Lovely.
We will be fine. Don't worry about it. Honestly, if you need somebody to stay up, you can go to bed for a little bit. I can hang out here because I was planning on doing that anyway.
Right.
Oh no.
Yeah, she just kind of says, foxes aren't good guards.
I am fantastic. Saved your ass multiple times already, didn't I?
You helped. And you didn't die. But that doesn't mean I can trust you all the time.
I'm a trustworthy person. What other reason would I even do to help someone like you anyway?
Yeah, there's just silence. Kind of like, I think you answered your own question. You just see her like look over the top of the curtain for a second.
How the
what does
hell
that
did she
taste
all the way
like?
on the top of the curtain?
Yeah, my idea is that she's either on a chair or something from the other side.
I'm just imagining like suddenly her neck just turned into a giraffe and she's
Pretty
just like,
much.
hello. I don't know why.
So what does that taste like?
Tastes like smoky firewater. And I hand her some.
She actually kind of takes it. I'm unsure what to do, and then you just see her shrug and take a swig.
Just slowly. Don't just.
No, she just
chug
downs it
right now.
Not having any experience with this.
Roll a con save.
Yep.
4 to 5.
Oh, I only got a 7.
Yeah.
4 to 5.
Yeah, no, you cough and hack, and most of that does not stay down. What does stay down burns your throat a lot as it goes down, but eventually you feel really warm, really sweaty, and then you struggle, but are able to hold your lunch or dinner.
Knees weak.
So you're
Tavern
trying
spaghetti.
to poison me?
Most drugs are poison anyway, and I hear you do a lot of that already.
No, those are happy drugs.
This is definitely
Don't
a
do
happy
drugs.
drug. This is definitely a happy drug.
Callie's sending the wrong message.
Speaking of drugs.
No, these are definitely. This is definitely a happy drug.
What do you have that you need a drug to be happy for?
Dead silence as I continue to swig, pretending like I didn't hear you.
Magna just went. Touche.
Typical fox. Typical fox can't even speak the truth.
Did you say something?
Damn right I did. You just hear, and she gets a kind of scowl as she goes back underneath the curtain.
Do you have your clothes back on, or do I need to keep this up all night?
I think you're gonna have to keep it up all night. My stuff is drying. Besides, there's blood in here. And...
There's not actually. Asher has made
There's
very.
not.
No, I mean in her uniform is what I'm saying.
Oh well.
Yeah,
a
part
little
she
bit.
hasn't got to yet.
Yeah, a little bit here and there.
It smells really nice. I kind of like the... and then, yeah, snore.
Wow. So, is anybody doing anything else for the evening besides the two misery company duo? Are either of you doing anything else besides staying up? And if that's the case, I know TNT, you said you were staying up all night.
Yep.
Asher, excuse me, not Asher. Magna, are you staying up all night?
No.
All right. When do you decide to toddle off, as it were?
About when I finish the whole bottle.
Roll me a con save.
Okay, awesome. With the D4 added to it, by the way.
Sure.
He has the drunk. He probably has the drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has the drunkard talent.
You don't get into a frat by not drinking a lot, so.
That may be true. Don't join frats or sororities either. They serve no
Sister
purpose.
was in one.
You can do a lot of good parties, that's for sure.
Oh, right. Stupid me. I'm waiting on you to roll a con save, and then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Nah. 11.
With the D4?
Oh, with the D4... 14. Yeah, no. You are pretty drunk. Not enough that you're really bothered. I mean, you've been more drunk than this and even performed before. But, yeah, no, you're drunk. You're straight up just drunk. And that's okay. You know?
It is perfect.
But you do stumble upstairs. And I need a Constitution save from you, 293, as you stay up all night and fight off sleep.
Hardworking applies to this, right? The profession dice, because it's a repetitive task.
I would say it does. I would allow it here. 1d4 for you as well.
13.
Just barely enough, as far as I'm concerned. And so it is tough. You're a little worn out. You're not quite used to fighting all day and then being up, like fighting a real opponent. Sparring, yeah, sure, you're pretty used to running your paces and running your drills, but a full-on actual combat and then staying up all night is a little much. But, you know, you managed to trudge through it, and your former CO would have been pretty impressed. But as the night goes by, you do kind of you're kind of listening, and you're kind of watching, waiting, and you're fortified. Do you put your clothes back on at any point?
Probably as soon as things dry,
Doesn't take long. It's pretty warm in here. And the fire does last a couple hours, and there's plenty more coal and wood next to the fire that you could even keep it going.
Yeah, I'd say she'd keep it going throughout the night.
Easily done. Before the tavern officially opens again, though, you hear the owner in the back start to wake pretty late in the evening. Rather, pretty early in the morning at this point, and he starts to shuffle around, and as he re-enters from the kitchen, unbarring the door, and he sees you, and he just kind of tilts his head at you. But first thing he does is he goes to the doors and undoes them and opens them up.
Say?
Yes? You've been up all night?
Yeah, things are safe.
Appreciate it. I didn't think they wouldn't be.
And I know you offered us a room, but I have a request.
Certainly.
Something sweet?
I have hot cocoa. That's about all I can offer you.
That would mean the world to me.
Sure. Give me but a minute. And he walks off into the back. And sure enough, about a minute and a half or so go by, and he returns, and it is a big mug, wood in nature, because he can't afford porcelain or china. So, what is? But you actually hear a girl's voice call from the front door. Victor. And he nods. Main room. And you see a woman dressed in simple villager's clothes. Nothing fancy, but a long brown dress, a little deep green apron. And she runs up. Are they still here? You said I got the word last night that there were some adventurers here who killed zombies or something? Anyway, are they still here? Yeah, Tamia, they're still here. Why do you have interest? Well, maybe they can help Anne. Oh! Well,
the voice sounds really familiar, just in White Hill's thoughts.
Well, I mean, sure. I suppose. When they get down here, I'll point them in your direction. Oh, thank you. It's just the anniversary's coming up, and she's really down lately. She hasn't barely eaten a thing. And he nods. I understand. She's still... Yeah. And then he actually gestures to you, TNT. This is actually one of them. Her name's 2, I think. And you see the woman look at you, TNT, and she smiles at you. Oh, a soldier, I take it.
She nods and motions throughout the pile of chairs and random fortification in her corner.
The bartender just kind of looks at it, then looks around, and then sees he still has enough chairs for what he considers his morning rush, and he just kind of shrugs. And you see this Tamia woman walk over to you, and she pats your shoulder. Thank you so much for all your hard work.
She looks a little shocked for a second, and she lifts up the gas mask and just takes a huge swig of the hot chocolate. Just gulping it down, little bits of burn even, because it's probably still burning hot. She puts it down. Sugar is gift of the gods.
I certainly agree with you. My friend Anne used to like sweet things when she was younger.
Is this Anne sick or not eating?
She's not sick as in medically. She's sick here. It's a very sad day for her today.
I don't know how we can help. She can have the rest of my hot chocolate, I mean. And she pushes it across the table, but she's just staring at it wantingly.
Oh, no. I know how you can help. Are the rest of your friends here?
They're sleeping, but I can wake them. They're safe, so they're probably alive still.
I would greatly appreciate it if you could help.
You sit here, you'll be safe. She moves and shuffles, scooches a few things out of the way and motions to her original fortified position. As she goes upstairs with her mug, stifling a yawn and taking a big swig of the hot chocolate on the way up.
She sits. Roll an insight check.
Insight? Sure.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, 293 just goblined that hot chocolate.
Oh yes.
TNT, this is a look you aren't used to getting. It's not anger, it's not expectation. You can't really place what it is. But I mean, it's kind of nice, I guess. You guess, I don't know. But it's an odd look for someone to give you. You're not used to it. You don't even know what to call it. But you do know where everyone's room is because there are only 5 rooms on the 2nd floor, and all of them were rented out.
Yeah, she'll just the rooms that have our friends at it, she'll knock, gently, and then as she takes another drink of her hot chocolate, she'll just kind of pound on it a little bit more urgently.
So, everybody except Asher roll a wisdom save. Asher, you actually feel pats on your face.
What time is it?
It's about 7 in the morning, roughly.
I'd say Asher's actually already awake and getting to the end of getting ready.
Okay, fair enough. And so,
I mean, probably Davik as well, because Hunter wake up early.
I was gonna get up early, but
well, I guess everybody but Magna is an early riser, so you all would hear the doof doof. Except Asher, who feels a tug at her sleeve, and then fully signs, someone's knocking. I think you're needed.
She opens the door.
And you see TNT going up and down the halls, knocking on doors.
Yeah, open the door, go downstairs.
I have to roll a wisdom save for Magna.
Good morning, Zwei.
That's a 2. Not awake at all.
Mr. Davik, sir?
Yeah?
It's good you're alive still. With the hot chocolate.
As I just go past you, I just rub your hair, tussle your hair.
I really like this stuff. Can you see if he can give me more?
I'll see if he has some for the road.
They always gave me sweets when I killed it. She takes another large drink.
Just goes. All right, this child's fucked up. Let's go.
Oh! There's a girl down there.
She needed our help?
She's safe. She says, nodding to your question.
Fair. See you downstairs.
You'll see her all fortified up.
Yeah, I go downstairs and do I see Dorn's masterpiece?
Yeah.
What did I roll?
A nat 1. You are passed the fuck out.
I would not have it. I would not have it any other way.
I approach the Dorn masterpiece.
As you approach the masterpiece, you actually do see this woman, plain-looking woman, blonde, blue eyes, And she just kind of smiles and waves at you. I'm assuming you're one of the adventurers? Oh.
Like, at that time, Mom just, you know.
Yep.
I just look. Guten Morgen. And yeah, I am one of them.
Guten Morgen. And she stands up, gives a little curtsy. Are your friends available for some work?
Let us wait until everyone's here.
Oh, yes, of course.
I do not speak for them. I just give a little chuckle.
She
And
nods.
Boy coming downstairs.
chuckle and just,
Yeah.
start straightening my beard a bit because I was like this sleeping.
So Gray's coming down next.
Your boy coming down and he's looking for the coffee.
Oh, Sir Dr. Gray, sir. Salute, and then chug. The hot chocolate nearly gone, so you're getting like the slurping sound of the bottom. I'm glad.
Expecting that noise. I don't know what I was expecting. I just wasn't expecting a little piggy snoot.
You're welcome.
I'm so sorry.
Dr. Gray?
This is out of character.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Actually, I would say that would be a great in-character response.
You're not
Since
wrong.
I've been so...
True. My boy just starts giggling.
He just goes,
Dr. Gray? Dr. Gray, are you
Yeah.
okay?
I just I haven't had my coffee yet. Is all.
Well, I'll be ready for my medical check later if you need it.
Of course.
Yep.
Coffee.
And,
Hi. Does the tavern sell coffee?
They do.
Aha.
And you are able to get a large mug, much the same size as the hot chocolate. Asher fully kind of walks out from around you and then points downstairs and gestures something about help.
Asher takes his hand and walks downstairs.
I don't know sign language.
You don't.
This is my default. Okay.
Okay. I did kind of want to do a small thing.
Sure.
I got 2 undead blood vials. That's kind of what I just put them as.
Yes.
One for myself and then one for my patron, because I figured she'd appreciate it. I'm not sure if I should do it discreetly or not. I feel like it'd be weird if I did it just out in the open where people
you could
could
have
see.
done it in your room as you woke up, since you were waking up early.
No, I want to put it in my coffee.
Oh, okay. You put one in your coffee. Okay.
We're about to see if this makes the coffee good or not. But first I take a sip and then I put the vial in.
Roll a Constitution saving throw, please.
I'm fucking ready for this shit, yo.
I mean, it's dead blood.
I'm ready. Give it to me, I'm worth it.
You go to sip and you're like, and just dump it out on the floor.
Damn.
He's gonna have the twirls later.
The twirls?
Don't.
What's that mean, actually?
You have Discord, message each other. But anyway, so yeah, no, you cannot drink it, though your patron might, if you chose to give it as an offering. You're never quite sure how it works.
Dysentery, okay.
You're never quite sure how it works, but anytime you actually make an effort to offer blood to Lady Dimitri, it is gone. But it never happens as you're looking. It's always you look away after the offering for whatever reason, and it's just gone.
Oh, yeah.
But you are able to give it to offer up the other vial to her if you so desired.
I'll do that tonight
Okay.
because probably can't go back up to my room right now. But I do order a different cup of coffee.
The bartender just kind of looks at you. Don't spill this one on my floor.
I'm sorry.
And he just pours. He pours you another one. And go see what Timmy wants.
I bring the mug with, and I'm like, okay. And with that, I'm gonna grab the other cup of coffee that's in my fridge.
Asher, you and Foley get downstairs, yeah?
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to Davik and tap him on the back.
As I was just finishing straightening the beard.
I'm gonna sign a cube.
A cube?
Of a cube? For the crystal?
Yeah, cube. Yeah.
But it's too close.
I just go look at you for like 10 seconds like this, and I'm like, oh. From my belt.
And I'm gonna start trying to attune to it.
Oh. Okay.
What?
Also, I have my character sheet up now, so I can do rolls if I need
Fantastic. You do not need to do a roll for this.
Do I see that she's focusing on the fucking crystal?
I mean, yeah, she's not being subtle about it.
And as you start doing it, I just go, how long was this take?
You don't really know. And none of you have attuned to a magic item before, so none of you would have a real frame of reference. Asher actually has some kind of reference.
I'm asking Asher.
Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check there, Asher. See if you paid attention in that part of class.
Yeah.
Literally the only one who went to school for magic, so.
16?
Listen.
The bard doesn't technically have a college yet, and technically he would have flunked out anyway.
And technically the bard is pass the fuck out, man.
That too.
No, I was about to say myself, and I went, no, never mind. My vampire. My mistress taught me things instead.
Mm-hmm.
You have a sugar mommy.
I do. She's very lovely, isn't she?
Yeah. One of the most popular mommies in the recent memory. But, David.
I'm going to draw her later.
I mean, plenty of references out there. David, you know it takes about an hour-ish to attune to a magic item?
Are there any clocks anywhere?
Not that you can see. The sun's out, though.
I'm just gonna whip out my notebook and draw a clock, and then like draw a hand straight up, and then draw a hand like to the next like slot for an hour.
Okay. Okay.
And just show that, like, expecting that it makes perfect sense.
That.
I love how your default is an image, not words. Awesome.
I take 2 minutes to understand this.
Yeah, about.
Oh, okay. I am going to wait until the last 9 minutes, kind of, like more or less 10 to 9 minutes, and I'm going to cast protection from evil and good on her.
Okay. But TNT, you notice that Magna is the only one who is not woken up.
I don't want no possessions on this bitch.
So for Magna, their door's probably locked and everything, right?
Mm-hmm. All of the doors are locked.
Magna's just having a good snooze.
A drunken one.
Just a small hangover. Well, what race are they again? Can they have that?
Are you trying to knock louder this time?
Yeah, just a little louder. But then she kind of thinks about it for a second. And then she's like, actually, shrug, and just walks back downstairs.
FBI, open up!
I will soon have that sound on the soundboard. Don't you play with me.
No, actually do.
Yay.
Why don't you have that as a soundboard on your
Because
soundboard?
I only just got a bunch of stuff done last night. And I haven't had a chance to finish putting it all in. And as you saw from this morning, I still have massive technical issues for no reason.
The one I also recommend is the one of Goofy going as he's swallowing. That's gonna be a very funny moment at one point, and I just need you to have that ready, okay?
I feel like I can just make that sound for you.
But
Dr. J?
Magna, with a 10, you actually do kind of start to slowly rouse from sleep the second time around. But TNT has already left and is not pounding anymore. So it's kind of your choice at this point.
Yes.
I
awake.
check out the window just to try and figure out what sort of time it is.
It's morning. Early morning, but still morning.
How early morning?
About 7:30 at this point.
Better be a good reason to wake me up. Get up and start packing my things and...
Oh, we woke you up inside.
I love you, White.
Dr. Gay?
Yes, I'm awake. I have half my cup of coffee. Hello?
So, our friend who's not upstairs, well, friend, or not downstairs yet, he drank a lot of poison.
I figured, considering he's not down here.
I sort of stumbled down the
So,
stairs.
Yeah.
Did you check to make sure he isn't dead? Oh.
It appears that he is not dead.
I sort of miss a step and like skid to the bottom.
Never mind, he might be.
He turned into a zombie?
No!
No, he's just a dumbass.
So what that is called, you know how you say, he is a fox?
Mm-hmm.
we normally say Ashlo.
No.
You know, I may be hungover, but I can still hear you.
This is what we call a pelt. There.
Oh, I know.
There we go. I did
it. You see, like she seems to think on that before she realizes it's a joke, and she just starts dying.
Please don't actually die.
No, just laughing hard.
Immediately loses 10 hit points.
I hand a crumpled up piece of paper to the bartender and ask them to make that for me. It's just a prairie oyster. And I ask for one coffee and some water.
That's how.
He shrugs and gets it made and makes the coffee and hands them both to you. And at this point, the woman who is sitting and kind of being normal just kind of looks at you. Is this all of you?
Yes, nice lady. This is all of us.
Yeah, 2 seconds. I hold out my hand and down a completely raw egg that's just covered in some nasty shit.
That's how Heather Chandler died.
You also have a second mug of hot coffee or hot chocolate there, TNT.
So she's enjoying her new hot chocolate vigorously while she sits next to the lady.
After that, I immediately down all of the water. Squint a little, start taking a couple sips of coffee. Still holding my hand out, by the way.
Feverishly keeping an eye on the deaf girl.
And so,
about a quarter of the way into the coffee, I just go, okay, I'm good.
And she nods. It's a pleasure to meet you. I am Tima Baudelaire.
Oh, fuck. How the hell do you spell that last name?
Look up series of unfortunate events. It'll be easier.
Oh, that person?
Well, that's the last name.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a pleasure to meet all of you. I am in need of adventures, and I'm willing to pay you all 10 gold apiece. in order to solve a little problem I have. I have we'll call her a dear friend and a roommate. Her name is Anne, frankly, and she is unfortunately not well. Um,
So you need us to kill her for you.
No, absolutely not. There's a little legend here in Volendorf. So, some years ago, about 20 or so years ago, the Frankleys lived out in a farm just outside of town and were very well liked, despite the fact that they didn't come into town often. The burgomaster here actually really enjoys them. And, well, Anne came into town to market one evening about 20 years ago today and stayed with me overnight. When she returned home the next morning, which is technically, yeah, but when she returned home the next morning, her parents were dead. She had a terrible nightmare, apparently. Something about a scarecrow eating her dad's corpse and her mother stabbing her father to death with the family's favorite carving knife, or rather, her mother's favorite carving knife. I'm not 100% sure. She kind of explained this to me once, and it was the last I wanted to hear of it. It was really creepy. But
would I know something like that in my studies?
Go ahead and roll an Arcana check. But
give me the dates.
So you know that there are some constructs, or calling them constructs is technically correct. But you know that there are constructs that are evil, and you know that scarecrows are definitely among them. They are not exactly the most nasty of things. Pretty easy to deal with so long as you have fire. But this story doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But scarecrows are monsters that exist in this world. And that is the cautionary tale, is that one should always be ready to burn a scarecrow at any sign of provocation, because they tend to move. And if a scarecrow does not remain in the place that you put it, you need to burn it. And if you find that your scarecrow has gone missing over the course of an evening, you need to burn your entire field, because it may be hiding and waiting for you to come get it. And it may get you.
Fiddlesticks up in here.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck Fiddlesticks. I hate Fiddlesticks so much.
Yeah, Fiddlesticks' new design is a lot more true to how scarecrows in this world work.
Yeah.
Fun out of character fact, my very first League of Legends champion that I hated the most is Fiddlesticks. This was long before the rework.
Are they possessed by demons or worked by the Fae?
It seems to be kind of 50-50 there. Some legends have it that demons possess them. Some legends have it that the Fae possess them.
There is no difference between the two.
A lot of people don't make a distinction.
Or something.
But so she kind of continues. So Anne has never returned to her farm. And being that it's now the 20th anniversary, I just really want to try and help her get over it. So if you could go and investigate the farm, maybe find out what happened, or at least, assure her that there's no scarecrow there. And if you could find her family's carving knife, you should know it. It's a slightly silvered knife. It's very pretty and family heirloom, I'm led to believe. The Frankleys always had some interesting things, but I think that was a gift from the Burgermeister. But if you could find it and bring it back, it should still be on the property. But if you could find it and bring it back and give it to Anne, maybe it'll help her get over it. I know that
Well,
sounds. I
something
know
like
that
that's
sounds
not
callous.
really.
But she hasn't
Yeah.
moved in 20 years and hasn't really gone out of my house in 20 years.
Wait, what do you mean by hasn't moved?
She's kind of just stayed in the same room. Every once in a while, she'll move about, but mostly she stays in bed all day. She'll eat she'll eat when I feed her, but
Okay, I assume something much worse than what
oh
what
no
I
no no
thought.
no! I just want to try and help her, address it and
Very
try
much
to.
alive, but heartsick.
Mm. And being that it's the 20th anniversary, I kind of figured now or never. And I finally saved up the gold, and I can pay you all each 10 gold pieces to go and just look for a knife on a farm. Really, I don't imagine there'll be any other troubles.
It's okay for me.
It's gonna be.
Like, what's the worst that can happen? We run into an actual scarecrow. I'm down.
That's the point. I mean, Davik did say that Asher's specialty is not fire. So
That I
guess we
know
have
of.
to
Asher nods.
Asher, you realize that Foley is literally signing the entire conversation as it happens.
Aww.
Hmm.
Oh, Foley became
You have your own
Asher's
little sign
literal
language interpreter.
I love it, baby.
He's got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
I love him.
He still has
Davik
to play
appreciates
tight.
this
Yes.
heavily.
So
Well,
Look, you all made me have this fucker with you guys, so he's gonna do something.
damn right. And honestly, I love it. I love it so much. We appreciate you, Blaze. You're amazing.
So, where is
10 out of 10
where
will
is the
bang.
farm?
Oh, it's just a little bit out of town. It's about an hour's, little bit more than an hour's journey. It's on the westernmost, northwestern road. I'll show you.
My guess is that we're going to be doing more than just getting a carving knife.
Let's just have a bit of a finish our breakfast.
Oh yes, please.
as I now fix my eyes again on Asher as she.
A minute montage of us enjoying breakfast.
Asher, at the 9-minute mark, you do cast your spell.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I just go shoots for protection.
And at the end of the hour, I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, hold on, because
What'd you do?
hold
Uh-oh.
on, David. The target cannot be charmed, frightened, or possessed by elementals, fey fiends, and undead, and celestials and aberrations.
Mhm.
Cannot be charmed, frightened, or possessed. The target has advantage on any new saving throw against the relevant effect.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
None of those conditions apply.
Just making sure.
You flash, and you see something. You see a lake. A very big lake surrounded by a forest that is very much sick, very much in need. You don't think it's in the Buyrak Empire. You think it's probably in the Ostolian one, just because it's the biggest lake you've seen. And while the lake in the Buyrak Empire is big, it is not as big as some of the ones in Estonia. But you feel the presence of a creature in the lake. And this is where you now realize that this is where one of the other pieces are. As you attune to it, your spell save DC increases by 1. You can manually change that on your character sheet.
Okay.
And you also have, at the start of every day, 5 temporary hit points.
I love that.
Whoa.
You also know the general name of this item. It is called the Essence of Divinity.
that down.
Oh. Does Asher just regain focus onto the general?
Mhm.
I just put a hand on her shoulder. You okay? You do anything bad?
She
You know
gets
what
out
the
her
fuck?
notebook and tries to draw the lake that she saw as best as she can.
Roll a history check. And then roll a dexterity check or a sleight of hand check, whichever you're better at.
Okay.
Oh wait,
History.
Estoyan Empire. That's where my boy resides. Oh,
Resided.
resided. Roll this empire's
You
not
said
okay.
sleight of hand or what?
Or just a flat dexterity, whichever's higher for you.
Okay. I'll just roll the same, I think.
Okay.
Double eights.
It's not great. Your rendition is not great, but you do draw a lake surrounded by a forest.
And I'm gonna put Astoy above it. Question mark.
Yeah,
And then below it, like
Can I try and discern this?
Davik and Gray would be the only two who could actually make an attempt here. Intelligence.
What would I roll?
Or intelligence or nature, whichever's higher for you.
And I assume I don't really remember what the creature looked like, right?
You didn't see the creature, you just sensed it was there.
So
Tell
I'm
me all
gonna
your
draw
secrets.
like a shadowy figure underneath, and then a cube, like something resembling the cube that we have underneath that.
The moment you draw,
So,
you just draw a square and we're like, second crystal. Haha.
So you actually draw a perfect rendition of the crystal in your hand, and it is identical. At least in the general dimensions.
It's a lake above Lunsk, isn't it?
Exactly. It is Lunk's Lake.
Yeah.
Lunk's
Or
Lake.
the Stillborn Lake, as some
Yeah.
more true nature experts
Ooh,
refer
I've
to it.
had to have a few of those at my table.
Davik,
You
you
got
actually
the
know
dice
that there's a legend surrounding Stillborn Lake. That there is a monster who lives there. And the people of Lunks actually make yearly sacrifices to it in order for it to kind of leave them alone. But people still go missing on the lake. Granted, not many, but they still do.
I go, and I just motion what I'm about to say. I just lip it. So she can read. That.
I'll just sigh while he says it.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just lipping it, and I'm trying to be a bit discreet. That's a dangerous place. There's legends of monsters in that lake. The other crystal is there. Then, after we have our business completed, we might have a trip in our hands.
I pull a specific spot right off the lakeside. I'm like, yeah, that's my spot, right? That's my house right there. It's my manor.
Did not say any of this, by the way. Did not say any of this.
Magna just looks at the drawing and just points.
Yeah. Okay.
Your place is a big body of water.
No, it's right outside of the big body of water. It's a massive manor. It might not have all four of its walls, though.
It might not have four of its walls.
I thought you just lived in a bottle.
Miss Baudelaire?
Well, congratulations, 293. You don't live in one anymore. You're with us.
If you bring us this far.
And they point it back. I thought you lived in a bottle.
Who, me? No, it's my traveling companion. Duh.
I just realized my door's been open this whole time.
Ah.
Oh
But I get up and say, Miss Baudelaire, as if you would show us to the farm.
She nods and stands. Oh, thank you so very much. And she walks to the door and guides you out of it.
I just go, Asher, you don't need me to carry that anymore, do you?
With crystal? Oh.
Do you need me to carry that?
If she's attuned to the crystal, then she probably has to keep it on her.
I don't fucking know!
Well, congratulations! You just learned something new today. How does it feel?
You wouldn't have known that either, Gray.
Damn it.
How does that feel?
I feels glorious. I love learning new information.
I gesture Havoc to hand me back my potion of healing.
Didn't he drink it already? That's out of
No.
character.
It's
Oh.
in my belt.
That night.
Oh, I thought you drank. I thought, oh.
Magnet.
I might just despite him. I might just despite the boy. But no, I unloop it, and I just... no, I just handed
I'm
it back.
proud of my notes so far.
Probably worth more than I could. Don't drop.
Potion bottle that's worth 50 gold? Probably more.
Asher, the crystal does have a chain on it, so it can be worn as a necklace, or you could like loop it through your belt or something. Where do you put it?
I'll wear it as a necklace.
Okay. Do you leave it over or under your robes?
Under.
Thank you. That's all I need.
I keep the robe I wrapped it on. Cause fuck the pretty boy.
Fair enough. And so you're all led towards the edge of town, and you see her gesture to a... it is a well-worn road. Like, there actually seems to be pretty good travel. And she smiles. Thank you again. When you get back, my house, and she actually points to a small cottage that's kind of standing alone just inside town. It's right there. Feel free to come by and knock it whenever you get back.
Alright.
This takes more than one day. What do we do?
Oh, it shouldn't take you that long.
Case. You never know.
It's...
when someone mentions a scarecrow, I kinda don't take that lightly. There's a high chance that if someone's traumatized and hasn't moved for 20 years, most likely it's still there.
Could you take a look at them, Dr. Gray? I mean, we are...
A scarecrow is a construct.
No.
Take a look at the person, you idiots.
Take a look at Mrs. Franklin.
Oh, she's healthy as can be. Just, it's, the trauma and shock. She just...
Like I said, psychology is that soft medical science. I'm not a huge fan of it. I usually look at the deceased after they're all dead and dying.
Anyway...
Or unconscious.
I just thought a second opinion.
It's a very good opinion. If the parents' corpses are somehow still on the farm, I could definitely take a peep, but most likely their skeletons are mummified in there.
I will say that the farm is less than 2 hours travel from the village, so even if you had to run back, you could get here before a day is done.
Also,
handling
scarecrows is a lot of fun, even if they aren't actually constructs. You gotta make them dance.
Well, shall we? Before you distress the miss even further.
Yeah,
sorry if I'm distressing you. I don't have a filter.
She just shrugs. If it'll help Anne, I'll deal with anything. And then she just gives another curtsy and then walks towards her home.
Much appreciated. Alright, let's do this.
Hi. It's time to burn some. Nice.
You guys...
By the way,
this is our first
we're taking
as
off,
a group.
Yes?
I'm going to sign to Foley, thank you for signing, and then hold his hand as we walk.
He signs, you're welcome.
I wrap an arm around Davic's shoulder and be like, hey, so... I'm gonna need.
As soon as you do it, I growl. I just go.
I don't.
Much love. I like it.
I'm gonna need my cloak back. If I don't get my cloak back, we might have a problem.
What cloak?
I just look at him. Take the cloak. And toss it into his face.
I grab it. I make sure to wipe it off on him.
You do that, you're getting punched again.
About to say, well, if you do that, then there might actually have to be something else involved.
So, here's the chain of events as I understand it. Cloak was asked for. Cloak was used as tissue
Soiled.
and handed back. What is your next step, Magna?
Oh, I wiped the booger bit on his beard.
What is
I
your
punch
next
him.
step? Roll the hit, strength check, or unarmed attack.
Do you each out of all things you choose the beard?
I miss.
So you miss. Magna, your next action.
I'm just gonna shrug it off and just be like, swing on me again and it might actually hurt you.
Your next action. Davik.
Turn around and walk away
Which way?
towards the farm. I'm
Okay.
ignoring this fucker.
Alright.
Okay. That's one way to unite the group.
No, at
I
some
don't
point,
even know what we
you're
are.
all gonna kill each other.
Probably.
Mostly friends.
Mostly. Maybe
Like right
not.
now, I definitely need to actually do something with Asher.
Go ahead. As this
So-
interchange is happening.
What she does is she reaches down, gets like a little mud and dirt on her arm, and goes over to Asher and kind of sticks their arm around and like tries to imitate their hand motion that they were doing for prestidigitation. And she just points and is like, and just like shrugs, like how.
Asher smirks and prestidigitates the mud off.
You see her clapping even though you don't obviously hear it.
Mm-hmm.
She does it again and she's watching you intently, watching your hands, watching everything, just trying to copy you.
She's just gonna keep cleaning it.
And she tries to do it.
While it's happening.
Yeah. And she tries to copy you, but no effect. And she gets more and more frustrated because you can tell it's somebody who's really dedicated to figuring stuff out. But she's gonna learn. If I learn to cast one spell.
Foley just looks up at you and then looks up to Asher and then just doesn't really say anything as he's just kind of watching this process. But you guys exit the village and you do actually pass one other traveler. A man in a cart headed to Vollendorf. He seems a bit ragged and weary. Doesn't talk to you at all. Doesn't stop. In fact, actually kind of speeds up. It's very clear that the level of mistrust is still very high in the world. And so he is quick to put you at his heels.
Valid.
But, you know, after an hour or so of travel, you guys find yourselves completely alone on the road. And you can see the tiny silhouette of the Franklin farmstead in the distance as it grows ever closer. And finally, you arrive. And this is where we'll take our 10-minute break. So, everybody be back at the top of the hour. For those of you, my lovely audience, feel free to step away. Feel free to do whatever you need to do as we come back and we will see what happens in the immediate future.
Get my notes. Look at my little notes. I'm
Jesus.
so proud of them.
Thank you all so very much, and we will be back.
See you in a bit.
Gonna make
See you in a
food.
bit.
What the heck are you doing?
What?
Alrighty.
Hello.
Hello.
No one. I still count.
Alrighty. Welcome back, ladies and germs. It's so good to see all of you. And,
Oh, we lost.
We lost them.
yeah, unfortunately, our resident bard did have to leave, but
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
For whatever we lost in a bard, we gained in the power of friendship.
Which is funny, because, like, the bard should be, like, the big... Or something like that. I don't know.
that's
You're always thinking up at that.
that's your dot prejudice coming through.
That it is, actually, yeah.
That is dot bias.
Not bias.
Speaking of dot bias, though, I did post a video today and made
And you
mention of
mentioned
dot.
Aww.
It's on my DM John Wolfenstein channel on TikTok because it is a Dungeons and Dragons story. But for now, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back, and we are ready to keep going. Later.
No!
Later.
I want to see it now!
Well, that's too bad. Because as you guys arrive at the farm, a long abandoned farmhouse stands before you. The house itself is dilapidated and crumbling. Its wooden walls bear deep scars and termites that crawl around in the deep gashes. It looks as if a single strong blow could knock down the entire structure. Behind the farmhouse is a broad cornfield. Despite being abandoned for over 20 years, it is filled with tall, verdant stalks of corn.
Are there winters in this place, or no?
There are.
Is it like... Oh.
Uh,
Sounds makes me
that
suspicious.
Dabek just looks at everyone.
So he finds a knife.
Here to find a knife.
And hold on a minute. Or 10. He starts rubbing his hands, pulls up his sleeves, gets his symbol out of the beard again. If everyone allows me, I will ritually cast Detect Magic just in case there's a fucking magical construct roaming about.
Are scarecrow constructs count as magical or no?
Something animates them, might be magic. I don't know. I'm doing this to be safe.
Valid.
I'm wondering if this carving knife is.
They said it was silver and it's going to be a possible family heirloom. So,
As you take 10 minutes and cast Detect Magic, nothing pings within the immediate vicinity of you and its range. However, it does last 10 minutes, so.
Yeah, I just do it to have it going for 10 minutes while we search. So there's the field and there's the house to the side, right?
There's a house here front, and the field is behind that.
The field is not Is the field planted?
Yep. Full of tall, verdant corn stalks.
And was abandoned for 20 years?
Yep.
they'll just scarecrows.
Red sus.
David, how could you?
What?
You're the only one wearing red.
I got blue.
Red sus.
I got gray.
David, how could you? Throw that son of a bitch into space.
Zelvik just looks around. Can I try and see if there's any tracks of movement in the edges of the field?
Go ahead and roll a survival check. Asher, Gray, and TNT, what are you three doing?
So for me, I think said that everything is like really ramshackle and everything.
Oh yeah, the house is way messed up.
My thing is tracking. I rolled it.
Yeah. For me, I think I'm just gonna keep a lookout. Because there's now all these, lots of fields. So I'm mostly just keeping an eye out for anything moving.
Gonna hope all this is within the hour we find this knife. So your boy, just in case, is gonna do Armor of Agathis because he's a nervous boyo.
And he's in his armor made of frozen blood.
Damn right. To keep me protected a little bit. We're gonna start heading to the house. We bring Asher with because most likely her and Foley are probably going to be like, "Yo, let's check out."
And I'm keeping to the edge of I'm keeping to the edge of the field nearby the house. By the way,
I tell Davik that we're heading towards the house, just so then he's aware that we're doing it.
So, I don't think Asher's ever been to a farm before, so she's just looking around like very curiously.
Even though it's daylight while I'm doing the perception check, I would like to light a torch.
Okay.
It's probably like 10 a.m. at this point.
Yes, I do.
Oh no, I'm saying you now have one lit.
Oh, yeah.
I know your pack came with torches.
Yeah.
That is part of your gear. So yeah, you're all good. With a 16, so one thing you notice, TNT, is that this cornfield somehow is filled with life. The stalks are tall, and the sound of buzzing insects fills the air. The stalks are actually so thick and so close together that they form a tiny ocean of green and yellow. Because it is a loose circle about 40 feet in diameter. It's not a very big farm. But you do see that crows circle the cornfield like buzzards and begin cawing as soon as you and Davik approach. Just making noise.
Yeah, there's just a moment of silence for, I don't like this.
I don't think we all do.
You're fucking telling me.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure we're safe, as she says, getting her shovel.
Start fortifying.
Yep, that's her gimmick.
I mean, certainly fair enough.
And I don't find anything, right?
No, you don't see any tracks or anything that would cause you to get your hackles up. But I will put on some a couple of different pieces of music.
Spooky, scary skeleton.
I also just wanted to mention Blaze's background has a scarecrow in the background, and I find that amazing. I think it's very, very fitting.
This was one of 3 fitting things for this. But Asher, Gray, and Foley are headed towards the house. Yes.
Yep.
Asher, Gray, are you either of you going in first, or are you even trying to go in, or are you just kind of looking around?
Well, I'm kind of try and look around the outside of the house first, just in case, before actually entering, to see if it's like even stable enough to enter inside without just crumbling.
Roll an investigation check.
Whoa, that'd be nice.
That bitch gonna fall on you.
Why?
This is a structurally unsound building. You are pretty sure that a strong breeze will knock this bitch over.
It's like finding a needle in an unstable haystack. Or in this case, the carving knife in the unstable fucking house!
And Foley is signing all of this to you, Asher.
I can sign, and considering it's just Asher by me, I'm signing all of this while saying it. Very exasperated.
Very exasperated. Fucking signing.
Hey guys.
Yes.
And she just says, he is a liar.
Who?
Yeah, the woman who gave us this mission.
Oh.
Why do you say that?
This whole story doesn't make sense. They wouldn't have just left this knife if it was used in the murder.
They're both killed. If I recall, yeah, they were both killed. Right?
And killed by the woman. Remember the wife?
The woman, yeah.
Attacked him with the carving knife. Yeah, she's like, none of this makes sense from a judicial,
I wrote it down differently. I said scarecrow eating father and mother stabbed by carving knife. I think I accidentally wrote that wrong.
Yeah. I know. I think that was what she said.
Was that what you said, Brett?
So what I said is that according to Tima, Anne had a dream about her father's body being eaten by a scarecrow, and her father being murdered by her mother, and her mother ending up dead. She wasn't very clear how. Also, again, Tima seems to have only gotten this story once a long time ago.
But yeah, somebody was stabbing somebody else with a carving knife. That was part of
the mother stabbed the mom stabbed
yeah,
the husband.
Okay, so my assessment is correct still. Okay.
Yes.
But we don't know how the mother died.
Yeah, and they might have just dropped the murder weapon.
Well, that's sort of my thing is none of this adds up from like if we investigated.
So Zwei.
This better be worth 10 gold.
Please keep fortifying. This field is making me uneasy.
Everyone, when you're done searching around the house, please come to the front.
I'm making a bonfire.
We about to burn the field and the house, or just the field?
I probably wouldn't burn the field. It could be someone else's.
Says TNT.
It's not uncommon when a family dies that the land is given over.
I'm not a farmer. Okay. I now know this.
But we could take the option of burning everything, but I'd have to get permission from.
So, in my studies, Anne frankly mentioned a scarecrow. According to my studies, scarecrows should not move.
Correct.
And that any sight of movement or any sort of intelligence from these constructs should be burned. And if we do not see a scarecrow in the field at all, we should burn the whole field.
That's
So,
the
We're
general.
not burning Foley.
That's the general thing, yes. So
You actually
what
see you actually see Foley look at you. I'm not a scarecrow.
But you are a
Look at you.
construct.
But I'm not evil. I don't eat people. And he actually, like, for the first time, he seems pretty animated, despite the fact that his lips don't move. And
You know I didn't mean anything by it. My point was...
He has the bitch tone of voice.
So Gray is looking at 290. It's just like, alright, scarecrows are a special construct. They are an evil construct. Foley is a good construct. Good?
I wouldn't go that far. I'm
Asher
not evil.
finds Foley is good.
Scarecrow should not be animate. Foley should be animate.
You actually
Scarecrow
see
should not
Foley
be.
kind of looking through. I can't see over the corn stalks. Are we sure there's even a scarecrow in here?
If there is no scarecrow in the field, we should burn the whole field. So even if someone is in charge of the field, we should burn it because we're doing them a favor.
I won't cause a village to starve just because we're scared of a monster.
No. Hear me out. If there is no scarecrow in the field, the whole field should burn.
Is there a village nearby?
Yeah,
the one we came from. The town.
It's a whole fucking city.
Yeah, it needs.
It's a
to her, it's like there
It's a
is such concept as collateral damage.
It's a big town.
Alright, this is corn.
Okay, I have a question.
Corn is not digestible. It is a domesticated grain.
I have a question.
Not the same way it goes in. No one's gonna die if we burn half an acre of corn.
Hands being raised down confusion.
Right. Knife ears, how tall are you? This is White Hill speaking.
Talking to me?
Yeah.
Yes, you're the only knife ears here.
Give me a sec. Let me double check. 5'9".
5'9".
Corn stalks are taller than Gray.
Someone's getting on my shoulders. That's all I'm hearing. Or I'm getting on someone's shoulders.
I
vote. Alright. Asher, how tall are you?
I'm hearing feedback of this because she's watching.
Add a character, Asher, how tall is your character?
Are you taller or shorter than 5'9"?
No, 5 foot.
You're 5 foot. Is she the second tallest, though? Of the group right now.
You're on a fucking... You're all a bunch of midgets.
Yeah, we're a small party. No big, ogrins or brutes.
So what we gonna do is we gonna go pro gamer move over here. We're gonna Voltron it. Asher, get the fuck on my shoulders. Standing up.
And I help Asher.
She looks at you and is just like,
you see Foley reach his hands up to you, Gray.
Oh, he wants up these.
Heave Foley up. So now it's Gray with Asher and then Foley on top.
Asher did not allow herself to be stacked.
Why not? You're the second tallest here.
She points down at the mud and then points at her shoes and then.
I just look at her. Can't you just kill it with magic? Insight check.
No, she's lying. You've watched her clean.
I know.
Her clean mud off. She's been doing it for a better part of an hour.
Maybe it only works with dirt, not mud.
I just go. I just give you the look of Asher. Really.
If you're worried about getting mud on my shoulders, I honestly could get less of a fuck.
Asher's kind of like blushing at this point,
Are
and
you
like
afraid of
trying not to make eye contact, and then signs to Gray.
Are you afraid
This
of
isn't sexual!
Wait, quiet.
No, signs to Gray. I'm not very good at climbing, and then just kind of like looks down, abashed.
Gray lowers onto his fucking knees and is like, jump.
She turns around and walks a little ways away.
Please.
Foley climbs on your
He's
back.
not looking at you.
Alright.
And then he stands on your shoulders.
There's now a dwarf on your shoulders that is going to raise Foley.
Oh my gosh. TNT.
There's an elf. There's a
get on my shoulders.
Oh no. It's the leaning tower of bodies.
It's the leaning tower of bodies.
So go ahead and roll a acrobatics check, all two of you.
I'm just the rock that's holding people.
Can I athletics it? Just for pure muscle.
I'm literally just standing while they're on my shoulders. I don't know if I was supposed to or not.
Oh yeah, both of you are rolling acrobatics for this.
Oh, I can't. Can I do athletics?
Nope.
No? Okay, I tried.
If you were at the bottom, you might have been able to, but no.
Don't succeed.
I backflip onto that bitch.
Hey, Foley just kind of stands and kind of looks. Oh, I can kind of see the top. Hey, there's a clearing, like, in the center. And it's a circle. That's all I can see.
Like a crop circle?
No, like, there's just a place where the corn isn't growing. In the circle, in the middle. I think it's actually more like square. This is actually one circular field that's planted as square.
Huh.
A bunch of squares make a circle.
There's no... Are there, like,
You
open
see a
paths in the middle of the...
I can't see anything lower than the height. I don't know how tall a scarecrow is. And no, if you looking at this field, if you were to step 5 feet in, you would actually be considered lightly obscured by how thick.
All I'm hearing is more reasons we should burn this field of corn. I don't want some children of the corn situation up in here. I'm ready to fucking burn the field and burn the kids in it if there's kids in here with little scythes.
Right.
Or sickles.
I'm ready to burn this field and burn the kids in it. You mark my fucking words.
Even I think that's extreme.
How far is the clearing from me?
A bit.
It's called If There Are People in This Field, we know damn well that they're here to present harm to
I'm assuming more than 30 feet.
Burn before they harm.
Yeah, about.
More than 30 feet? Or just about 30 feet?
Probably a little more, a little less, give or take. Actually more. Significantly more, excuse me.
Okay. Well, have you checked the house for the knife?
No.
As I start...
I feel like if I open that door, the whole place is gonna just come crumbling down. Any faint breeze is gonna destroy the place, and I do not want to die.
Leave it for me then.
She's actually wandered off from the group.
Oh,
no. Where have you gone, Asher?
Where did the death?
Going to the house.
Oh my god!
So you head to the house. The few windows there are cracked, broken, and left to rot. This place is dilapidated. No one's living here. What do you do?
I'm gonna open the door and start looking around.
as you grab the door and pull, it falls off its hinges, and you have to catch yourself real quick as you like set the door off to the side.
Hear that?
Yes, a door fell as I get down from your shoulders.
I like to say we just like go, where did Asher go? And we just hear thud. We're just like,
yeah.
Asher, do you walk inside the house?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Asher, as you walk inside the house, you don't see anything at first, but then you see dust and cobwebs, like thick cobwebs, begin to shake and move. And as you're kind of looking around, you notice a crow is squawking in the rafters and flapping its wings pretty... actually, excuse me, it's a raven, not a crow. Very vigorously, and you can all hear the cawing of this raven. And it then flies out of the window. As the three of you wander up to the house, you're still about 10 feet or so away. All of you feel a tremor in the ground, and Asher, I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh God.
Yes, sir.
it's like I knew what would happen if we tried to enter the house. Oh, goodbye, Asher.
So
we barely knew ye.
you
about
Falls,
eights
you
today.
die.
say again.
Something about eights today.
Yep. Asher,
808.
you're in this building and you feel it shaking and you start to run towards the door. You barely make it in the door frame before the whole entire house just falls like a house of cards on top of you, and debris and everything pelts you down. You get hit for 5 points of bludgeoning damage, and
Hey, it's
you
all
are
That's half his health.
more than that, and you are actually knocked prone as you are mostly outside of the rubble and can indeed pull yourself out, but you are pretty banged up.
I don't actually take any damage, right? Because temporary hit points.
That's true.
Temporary hit points come off first, yeah.
Those disappeared, and you hear a voice in your head, "Save me." And you, for the first time, hear words in a long time, but they're in your head.
I did mention to you I heard things.
I don't think that I understand spoken language, do I?
It's not spoken language, it's telepathic language. So
Okay.
you understand the meaning of the words, even if you don't speak or can't speak. So long as you can comprehend languages, then you can understand telepathic speech.
Okay, so it's like interpreted into a form that I understand.
Correct. The meaning is never muddled with brain-to-brain communication.
Yeah.
That is kind of how mind powers have always worked.
Run towards a hurt child.
Yeah, pull myself out.
Yeah.
Pick her up.
Out of the tree.
You see everybody kind of gather around you and pick you up and everything.
You alright?
I sign. Whoops.
So, 293 raises her hand up and tries to do the hand motion to clear off the dust on you, and it doesn't work. And she just resorts to actually brushing you off.
If you take magic initiate to do that, I'll be so happy.
I buy it at some point.
Alright. Well, once the house all crumbled down, let's start looking for a knife. In the literal haystack of a house.
Roll an investigation check.
It's time.
One of
I'm
you can
also
roll
gonna
with
be looking.
advantage because Foley is going to help.
I'll
Oh,
give you
fuck
advantage.
yeah.
I'm gonna keep an eye out still,
1
I
and
think.
2. Yeah.
I'm also keeping
boy.
an eye out on the field.
Okay, so for perception checks from the two of you, Asher, go ahead and roll a investigation check, just straight.
Oh, I was helping.
Okay. Then
Do
never
you
mind.
want me to roll or not?
23. I am on fire with my perception checks.
13.
So
Wisdom is my shit. I don't roll well on wisdom, apparently.
So for the perception
That's
checks, especially for 293, you guys see the crows that are circling the field, kind of like a bunch of buzzards, are actually joined by a raven. and they are kind of circling and cawing and don't seem to be going anywhere or moving away. They're just kind of circling.
Do they seem scared?
I don't know if scared would be the right word. More interested in the
interested
more
in the
loud noises and the things going on.
I mean, if they were scared, they wouldn't be here.
That's very true.
True.
But
hold on. I have an idea.
Rap by me.
Because I have it prepared.
Okay.
I can speak to the birds.
Oh yeah, you could.
I can speak to the birds.
All right. Go ahead. So, are you casting that as a ritual?
I am ritual casting because I only have one spell slot left, and it's to protect someone against these fucking scarecrows who invaded.
Fair enough. While you're casting that, Gray, with Foley and Asher's help, you actually do find something in the rubble.
Oh man!
You find a wooden carving of a raven. Of a raven with the name Phineas inscribed on the bottom.
Phineas.
What's verb?
I love how. Listen, you knew exactly what was gonna happen if you had anything.
I didn't say anything.
A wooden carving thing after 20 years with termites and other bugs and shit. A wooden carving thing is somehow still good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's a carved
Where's
statuette
the
of
name
a raven?
engraved? Is it engraved like on its belly or something?
No, on the bottom of the perch it's standing on.
What's a perched wooden carving?
Yeah.
I looked to Asher and is like, hey, you want to identify this? My girlfriend's singing in the
Asher
background.
points
I don't know if you
out
can hear
at the. I don't know if did Asher see the raven go join the crows? Asher points out at the crows.
It's a bird.
And then points at that, and then points out there.
The spell, you dunce.
She shakes her head, points at it like more vigorously, and then points out there.
The raven is this wooden carving. Are you sure?
Me, yes.
And then she points at the house.
It's the raven's house.
Oh my god, this is fantastic.
You can just sign language it to me. I speak sign language. I am communicating to you in sign language.
She signs to you. That's the raven that was in the house.
I know that, but
no, you don't.
A wooden carving of the perched raven is suspicious. Is sus in a house that just deteriorated.
She takes it from you and looks it over. You want me to roll Arcana, Brent?
Sure.
I'm gonna say there's a chance it's magical.
You don't see any markings or materials or anything of the like that would that scream magic to you. So you're not entirely sure that anything magic has happened to this thing. It's certainly not enchanted at all. You would see something, a mark or a little rune or something that would give away it was enchanted. But you also you may not be able to tell if any magic's on it, like, just kind of resting on it, but you don't see anything that would say that this thing is enchanted.
Okay. I'll sign back. Not suspicious. Not magic.
Not sus.
Gray takes it and he's going to put it into his bag, and we're going to be like, guess we now have this.
You now have a wooden raven statuette.
You have Phineas statuette.
Any sign of the knife?
Not that you've seen.
Yeah.
Wait. you cast Speak with Animals. How close do the animals have to be to speak with you?
Good question. Let me just
I
check.
didn't turn into a bird. Oh wait, we're level 1.
I can only turn into flying shit at level 8. That's a ways away.
Oh damn! That's
No,
earlier for
they
you,
don't.
White.
They don't have to be any specific distance. I just have the ability to speak with animals for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Aw.
However, unfortunately, because the 10 minutes casting time, the detect magic goes away.
That it does. Also, your detect magic did not ping on the Raven statuette, by the way.
Okay. But before I start talking to animals, what the fuck was the shouting all about?
I didn't shout at all. I was doing this.
I guess. Does that mean, David, that you just hear whatever cawing whatever that is all translated
yeah,
now?
what the fuck are they saying?
Yeah, you can comprehend it, yeah.
Two of the Ravens are screaming, "Corn! Corn!" Crows, excuse me. Let me
As long
actually...
as the last one isn't saying blood for the blood god, we're fine. For the Warhammer fans.
Fuck we corn! I just
the Raven is quiet entirely. However, you actually notice that two of the creatures you thought were crows at first are actually two more ravens. And they're shouting, "Intruders!"
I take out some seed from my pack because I have a pouch of diverse bait.
Eat.
I put it in my hand. I'm here, boy.
Roll an animal handling
To one of the
check.
ravens. What a D4!
Yeah, with a D4.
Eat. I hear my bird in the background. I just said that and he just went.
21.
Shadow, I'm sorry.
So, the two crows actually come to you. The ravens, which are now 3, do not.
Interesting. Yeah, so I have my seed. I have the seed out in one hand and one arm out, so they can land and just peck at it.
And they do.
Hello, boys.
Corn! Seed!
They are idiots. I forget.
Bird brain.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Crows and
there's one of
ravens and
them
other
that's the
types of
smartest
corvid
bird
animals
brain,
are
though.
actually quite intelligent. They're one of the smartest, yeah.
Sorry.
So just let me just get the specificity for speak with animals, because there's a thing. The knowledge and awareness of many beasts is limited by the intelligence, but a minimum beast can give you information about nearby locations and monsters, including whatever they can perceive or have perceived within the past day. So, boys, what's in the middle of that clearing over there that you were shouting about?
Scarecrow!
Moving?
And they both nod their heads. Eat flock! Eats flock.
What did you say? Sorry.
They both said that it ate most of their flock.
Oh, Davik just goes. I pour some more seed out because they're suffering from PTSD.
They both just keep eating.
How many? Just one?
And they both nod. One!
Do you know the ravens?
Not ravens! Not ravens!
What are those three? And I point at the
Not ravens!
three ravens. What are they?
Not ravens!
Fair. Well, okay, my friends. And I just give them the rest of the seed and outstretch my arm so they can fly away.
They eat the rest of the seed, and when they're done, they do indeed fly towards the dilapidated house and then further away.
You know that meme when the DM's excited about something and then there's the glitch of concern. This is Davik right now.
I'm assuming Asher, Gray, and Foley are coming back from the house, right?
You guys are all kind of around each other at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Davik just turns to all of you. We have a problem.
And that
So are we
is
burning
where,
the cornfield?
we have a problem. That is actually where we'll leave today's session.
It's always one of White's last liners.
It's always me. Yeah.
Because in Season of Odari, it's one of White's one-liners too. Again, where it's like, "Captain, you gotta see this."
You gotta see this cliche. But
burn the cornfield, please.
But
that's what I'm
we will pick up next week right here. Hopefully our bard extraordinaire can be with us. He did have to duck out a little early today. But I would like to thank all of you fantastic people who are watching. Thank you so much for spending some of your Halloween with us. We are certainly happy you did, and we'll finish up the rest of this spooktacular one shot. Unfortunately, due to technical difficulties and some scheduling issues, we weren't able to start on time. Hopefully next week or by Wednesday for the next stream, I will be able to stream on Twitch, on hopefully TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. So there are plenty of chances for you to watch my amazing stream and get to see my amazing players. But in the meantime, I do have Streamlabs up and running, and I am only 13 now. 13 followers away from an affiliate. So if you guys know people who would like to watch or who don't mind helping out a small-time Twitch streamer, then by all means, please send them my way. I will also be starting to stream a couple more times throughout the week. Probably it'll be late Monday nights, late Tuesday nights, or early, Wednesday, Tuesday mornings, because it's AM for me. But mostly what I'll be streaming is sometimes I'll be streaming whatever game I want to play at the time. But more often than not, I'll probably stream you guys some of my homemade items. I'll let you guys watch me as I stream some, creating. I plan to homebrew a lot of magic items, some of which you'll see in some of the campaigns, some of which you won't. I have already homebrewed the Essence of Divinity using Matt Mercer's infamous, famous system, which is being implemented as Wizards of the Coast standard now.
Oh.
There's a reason.
It's that as one of those. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And there's 5 out coincidental.
No. I mean, 5 serves as a very important number in a lot of cultures and for a lot of reasons. I mean, technically, certain things can be divided into 5 and are famously divided into 5.
I'm just saying it's coincidental. There's 5 of them. It is coincidental.
Kind of. But, so I will be streaming more often. Once again, please do support the Fool's Gold Kickstarter and do support our friends over at Tri-Peak Goods. Again, neither of them are sponsoring me. I just say this because I believe in spreading awareness of products, services, and people that I support and that I think are good people, products, and services. And so I want you to as well. But if you look at my Twitch, you'll also be watching the hard labor of me making it look like I'm a real Twitch streamer. I'm a
You're
real
doing so
boy.
good.
Unlike Foley. Anyway,
Poor Foley. But anyway,
he's
guys
not
and
here.
gals, thank you so much for watching. And of course, I couldn't do this without my fantastic cast of characters. So we had our Fey-touched human bard Magna, Ego Ficazio. Unfortunately, he had to duck out a little early, but he is played by Mr. Nikki, and Nikki does join me every other Wednesday for Seas of Ordari, which, by the way, this Wednesday is actually Tyranny of Dragons. And then, of course, we will start from my right this time. Immediately to my right is Mr. Emil, who plays Gray, our first vampire warlock, a subclass of warlock straight out of Grim Hollow.
Fun doctor fact. Get a little garlic on the wound, spread it a little bit to increase the pain.
Okay.
You are not wrong.
We then have our child soldier, played by the ever lovely Callie Cat, a variant human, the infamous 293, our fighter.
Don't worry, despite the liars and the scarecrows, we will all be fine.
Burn the field.
Next,
Some of you will make it home safe, I promise.
And then at the bottom, we have Mr. Davik Smeltborn, our druid hill dwarf, played by Mr. Whitehill, who joins us for both the Seas of Odari and the Tyranny of Dragons.
I have free time on Wednesdays. What can I say?
I mean, so do I.
I'm just gonna say, this cornfield will burn.
Please, I want to burn it.
Does anyone have fire except me?
I have fire. I got that green flame blade shit.
I mean, I have a torch, but I really don't want to do that.
We then have, immediately to my left, we have my brother David, who plays Asher, our disembodied wizard.
I like the fact that there's gonna be a scarecrow gunning it for us at some point, and Asher's just gonna be, okay, nope, bye.
No, she just won't hear it and won't care.
I want to, again, thank all of you so much for watching, and I hope you guys will be safe out there and have a rest of your happy Halloween. I have been your Master of Darkness for this game, Dr. John Wolfenstein, and we will see you in the next episode, hopefully.
Bye.
Bye.